Masculine energy. We'll start with what feminine energy is not. And again, you want to understand the masculine energy because you also need to qualify and make sure you're dealing with a masculine man. You'll know it because the polarity will automatically attract him in. And just as you've seen, remember I said, you may be dealing with hearing the feedback of, why don't you ease up a bit? Why, you're a little firm. Can you soften it up just a little? That's the polarity in action, but instead of attracting, drawn in polarity, it's repelling, it's pushing away. So if you've ever had the experience of, maybe how you're dressing, the makeup, the hair, you can figure, whatever, you got it all going, and you got guys coming around all the time, but they don't stick around. Why not? They get a little bit deeper beneath the surface, and trust me, I already know you are perfectly whole and complete. As a child of God, you have everything that you want and need, and there is a match out there for you. But it's understanding these divine energies that filter everything in life. All of your relationships, platonic, professional, romantic. You can look at the dynamics, even inside of your family, familial, and you can see the opposites of energies, why your mom and dad are attracted, why you and your siblings, brothers and sisters. Like I said, it's not about the sex, but who has energy inside of your friend circle. Who do you get along with, not get along with? Who do you butt heads with, and why? Who do you seem to just love being around, but maybe you guys can't keep a structure? Maybe you can't keep a schedule. Maybe you can't get things done if you're working on a team at work. See, these are the type of examples that you have to think to, because it's not just black and white of men are like this, women are like that. We've all got all of it. And depending on the circumstance, you're going to oscillate. You're going to switch between code switching. There's times if you're putting in that work, got to hit a deadline, getting something done, you may need to dial down your feminine. You don't need to connect to how you feel about the work because it's work. You just need to get it done. On the other side, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. So at the end of the day, if you're not having fun in your life, maybe there's something that's not in alignment with your truth, your North Star. So coming back to the energy, masculine energy, how can you identify it? Where can you see it? Masculine energy is forward progress oriented. It's all about the assertion. It's all about accomplishing, achieving. It uses direct communication. It's all about getting the job done. It operates in the physical. Now, there is a little biology in the background, but we can all tap into it. When I say operate in the physical, masculine is all about literally the structure, the frame, the buildings. So it requires the muscle. It's the bigger, broader. Here's the thing to look at: who typically, traditionally, going way back, has always gone to war? Men. They're built and conditioned for that. They don't have feelings and emotions because we need to fight for the village back home. Those who we're trying to protect, provide, protect, and cherish, what masculine energy does, these are the ones that we're thinking about, so we can't worry about our emotions. We can't worry about how we feel, our fear, how we're worried and scared to go to war, to go to battle. We just got to go and fight. We just got to go and do the thing because it's in service of those behind us. So masculine energy is when we get our big bad energy. That's going to have us go out in the physical world and make things happen. Masculine energy is very logical, pragmatic. It's all about structure. It's all about boundaries. It's all about order and integrity, honoring your word, things like that. Can you hear this? Do you know where this shows up in your life? This is why I want to put this down so that you get the understanding. If you understand the world of your masculine, you can understand the world of masculine men, and you can really get what's going to attract them in. Because, ladies, again, I'm giving you these keys so that there's no work to do. They're going to come to you. Remember, we're hunting, and you just got to have the right bait. You have the right bait out there, they're going to be drawn to you, flocking to you. They can't resist it because you got exactly what they're looking for, exactly what they need. So now flip it. Divine feminine energy. What does that look like? So as I said, feminine energy, it's basically going to be polar opposites. So feminine energy is inside of your way of being. Feminine energy, instead of asserting force, is going to influence. If you've ever heard this phrase, heavy is the head that wears the crown. But the power is inside of the whisper to the ear, the influence that turns the neck of that crown. So feminine's way of getting things done is manipulation. Now, manipulation and influence, mind you. So I want to make sure there's nothing negative tied to that. I'm not talking about literally narcissistic behavior, anything where you're taking advantage of anyone. Simply put, because, again, feminine doesn't have anything inside of the doing, you get to relax. You get to sit back. You get to let the work be done. How does that happen? You have to have influence. You're not directly saying, hey, you need to do this. That's an order. That's direct. That's asserting. But it would be lovely if we went and had this experience. It would be lovely if we had a bigger house. It would be lovely if we had a chance to go travel over here. That feels like it would be amazing. See, that indirect whisper of influence over there to that polar opposite to the masculine wants to be noticed, wants to provide, protect, and cherish, wants to go do something, wants to be of use, be of service. So it's a dance of the yin and yang, how the energies work together, how inside of femininity you don't do anything and you cause the masculine to step forward, cause the masculine to be activated, cause him to want to. See, when you get what he wants, masculine, speaking to that, what you get, what a masculine man wants, you'll have a masculine man wanting you, wanting to be around you, wanting to have you in his life. Some other elements of femininity operates in the ether. It's energetic. Think about that. Your feelings and emotions, they're valid, they're real. Can you touch them? Can you engage with them, like physically mold? If you're upset, can you do something to, calm it down literally? The closest you can do to that is breathing, but that doesn't directly control it. But I'll tell you what it does do. It gets you into your body. Really critical there. You see, feminine energy, you have to feel, you have to intuit. So where you need that big bad energy with the masculine to build things, to go out into the physical world, got to have your strength inside of femininity. With that, all you're going to need to do is get in tune with your intuition, be able to feel what's going on. When you can feel what's going on, then you can navigate through the world. Now, I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but I want to paint the picture, and we've got a little amount of time. So, operates in the ether, in the energy. It's not about physicality. It's not about doing anything. It's about how you're being. So you're going to need to pay attention to your feelings. Divine feminine energy is feeling centric, emotional centric. It's about connections. It's about your network. Remember I said influence is more important than assertion, because with influence, you're connected to a network, to a village. You can bring out the goals of others. Oh, so-and-so over here wants to get a new building built. So-and-so over here is a nonprofit that needs to donate some funds. So-and-so over here has got some children that need to have a school. Connect the dots, something happens. Feminine didn't do anything, but everybody wins. Everyone who is connected to that feminine wins. And that's why feminine multiplies. That's why it's so much more powerful, because it's inside of the world of things that we cannot see. So we're not going to go too deep into it, but I want to really just give you the idea of when I'm talking about divine masculine and divine feminine energy, I'm not talking about men and women. I'm not talking about sex. I'm not talking about gender. I'm talking about the energy. And these are just some key pointers. You're going to have to dig deeper, which, again, pick up that book, absolutely free, The Dive, and it'll go into more detail about the differences.